Bonjour, bonjour. We are still in the present tense of our bread and water essential French verbs. Today we are looking at mettre et ses potes. Potes means pals, mates. Mettre is a super handy verb and it has some friends. To put on or to set. That is what mettre means. You don't need to add the word on. It's included in the verb mettre. Naturally, it features here because it's part of the bread and water essential verbs gang. And, as you know, bread and water verbs will sustain you. In French, that is. We met mettre in the present perfect as part of the sneaky snaky S gang. The past participle ends with a sneaky snaky silent S. Avoir mis. The imperfect, the continuous past is, we have to have the stem, M-E-T-T, and the usual imperfect endings, A-I-S, A-I-S, A-I-T, I-O-N-S, I-E-Z, A-I-E-N-T. So it's used for saying things like, I was putting, I used to put, when I were a lad, I would put. Were you setting the table, the wasing, the wereing, and the used to, and the would. So we're in the present tense, so I put or I put on. You don't need to add the word on in French. I am putting, I do put on. Je mets, mets sounds a bit like a goat. Mets. I'm putting it here. Your it is masculine. Je le mets ici. Now the French for some reason often say la for ici. Can't do it the other way around, but you can use la for here. I'm putting it here. This time your it is feminine. Je la mets ici. Je la mets là. I'm putting them here. Je les mets ici ou là. Where do I put the shopping? Put your where at the end. Je mets les courses. Où. If you want to put it at the beginning, you need to put a little est-ce que. Où est-ce que je mets les courses? Or you can put it at the beginning with the inversion, but it sounds a little bit formal. Où mets-je les courses? Using to. Sergeant Major time, imperative. Put them on the table. Mets-les, you hook on now with the positive command, you hook on your pronouns. Mets-les sur la table. Don't put them on the table, addressing to. So with the negative imperative, your pronoun goes back before the verb. Ne les mets pas sur la table. Don't put them over there, using to. Ne les mets pas là-bas. Put them in the fridge, using to. Mets-les dans le frigo ou le frigidaire. Okay, you can use the English, okay, or d'accord, d'accord. Or if you're down with the kids, you can just say dac. Okay, I'm putting them in the fridge. D'accord, or ok, dac, je les mets dans le frigo, le frigidaire. Using to. Aren't you putting on your red coat? Tu ne mets pas ton manteau rouge? A leather jacket is une veste. Sounds funny, doesn't it? Une veste. You can either use en or de for what things are made of. En or de cuir. You've got the UI sound, like yes in French. Oui, cuir, cuir. No, I'm putting on my old leather jacket. Non, je mets ma vieille veste en cuir, or de cuir. Oh no, don't put on that old leather jacket. Oh non, ne mets pas cette vieille veste en cuir, de cuir. I put on what I want. Je mets ce que je veux. Using to. Put yourself in his place. Place is the same word but feminine with a French accent. The command, so now you need to hook on your pronoun and te becomes toi. Mets-toi à sa place. Don't put yourself there using to. Ne te mets pas là. Don't put your feet on the chair using to. Chair is feminine. Ne mets pas les pieds sur la chaise. So you may have said tes pieds. The French often use just the word the, but don't worry if you said tes, it's fine. Don't put your feet on the armchair. Still addressing to armchair. Fauteuil. Fauteuil. Ne mets pas les pieds sur le fauteuil. Fauteuil, fauteuil, fauteuil. It's a hard French sound. Okay, he, she, one puts or puts on or is putting on or does put on. Il, elle, on met. No S. There is for je, tu, but not for il, elle, on. He puts everyone at ease. Il met tout le monde à l'aise. She never puts on her old leather jacket anymore. It's a PJ situation. Elle ne met plus jamais sa vieille veste en cuir, de cuir. Okay, to set the table is mettre la table. Is Julien setting the table? Julien met la table? It puts everyone in danger. Okay, the slime, ça is conjugated just like il and elle. Ça met tout le monde en danger. Okay, so when you use ça with mettre, it can also often mean to take an amount of time. You could also use prendre instead. For example, ça met trop longtemps or ça prend trop longtemps. What does it mean? Okay, it takes too long. So you can use prendre, but you will also hear mettre instead. How long does it take to go to the beach? To get to the beach, we might say in English. To, in order to. How much of time? Combien de temps ça met? Or you could say ça prend pour aller à la plage. Heating is le chauffage. Is someone putting on the heating? It's cold. Quelqu'un met le chauffage? Il fait froid. Oh, a nice expression using the French for quail, caille. Don't know why they use it, but they do. Ça caille. Okay, funny little expression to say it's freezing. Ça caille. Isn't anyone putting on the heating? It's cold. Personne ne met le chauffage. Il fait froid. Ça caille. Is everyone putting on their sunglasses? Tout le monde met ses lunettes de soleil. Okay, so ça, quelqu'un, personne, tout le monde, all conjugated in the third person singular, just like il and elle. And who? Who is putting on the heating? Qui met le chauffage? Using nous, conjugation of mettre, we're putting on. on, du put, etc. Set. Nous mettons. Rice is riz, spelled R-I-Z. It's masculine. To cook, à cuire. We're putting on the rice to cook. Nous mettons le riz à cuire. We're putting on the water to heat this time. If you think of heating and make it into a verb. Nous mettons l'eau à chauffer. To boil is à bouillir, à bouillir. Let's put on the water to boil now. Let us, the imperative, we just use the nous conjugation without the word nous. Mettons l'eau à bouillir maintenant. To set in motion, to power up, to start. Mettre en marche. Using nous. We're powering up the computer. Nous mettons l'ordinateur en marche. Or you could say, nous mettons en marche l'ordinateur. Let's start the car. Let us. Mettons la voiture en marche. Or mettons en marche la voiture. Using nous. How do we start the washing machine? Comment nous mettons la machine à laver en marche? Or, comment nous mettons en marche la machine à laver? Ça marche? Does it work? The fancy word is fonctionner. Ça fonctionne? So another way of saying okay, both as a question as an answer, you can say, is that okay? Or does that work for you? In a questioning voice, you say, ça marche? Yes, that's okay. That works for me. Oui, ça marche. So your tone of voice will say whether, is that okay? Yes, it's okay. Ça marche? Oui, ça marche. Does the washing machine work? La machine à laver marche? It doesn't work. Elle ne marche pas. You could say ça ne marche pas. Using vous, you put, you are putting, you do put, you set. Vous mettez. Sel is salt, masculine. Using vous, you're putting too much salt in the soup. Vous mettez trop de sel dans la soupe. Using vous, you're putting us in a difficult situation. All ION words are feminine. Vous nous mettez dans une situation difficile. Using vous, you're putting me in an embarrassing situation. Vous me mettez dans une situation embarrassante or gênante. The French often use gêné for embarrassing. If you can't remember it, use embarrassante. Okay, using vous. Set the table, please. Command. Mettez la table, s'il vous plaît. Or you could say, put the covers on, put the cutlery on. Mettez les couverts, s'il vous plaît. Spice, you can use two words, either épice, which is feminine, or piment, masculine. Using vous, command, put more spices in the soup. Mettez plus d'épices ou de piment dans la soupe. So when you've got the word P-L-U-S, if you're talking about a noun, you hear the S. Plus d'épices or plus de piment. Otherwise it would sound like don't put any more in. It might be confused with plus. Using vous. Put clean sheets on your beds today. Mettez des draps propres, some clean sheets. Mettez des draps propres sur vos lits aujourd'hui. Using vous, put on the heating if you want. Mettez le chauffage si vous voulez. Okay, last conjugation. They put on, they are putting on, they do put on, they set. Ils, elles mettent with the silent ENT, so you hear the T very clearly. Ils, elles mettent. Everywhere, partout. By all. They're putting water everywhere. Some water. Ils ou elles mettent de l'eau partout. Flour is farine, feminine. They're putting flour everywhere. Ils ou elles mettent de la farine partout. They're setting fire to the house. To set fire is mettre le feu à. Mettre le feu à. It's an expression. Ils ou elles mettent le feu à la maison. Mood is humeur, feminine. Humeur. They always put me in a good mood. Ils ou elles me mettent toujours de bonne humeur. Toujours, adverb, usually come after the verb in French. They always put me in a bad mood. Ils ou elles me mettent toujours de mauvaise humeur. To put an end to is mettre fin à. They are putting an end to all that. Ils ou elles mettent fin à tout ça. Okay, let's look at mettre. Let's conjugate it in the present tense. Je mets, what comes next? Tu mets, same spelling. Il, elle, on met, drop the S. Nous mettons, vous mettez. And the last one, il, elle mettent. Past participle is mis. So in the present perfect, we use the auxiliary verb avoir and the past participle mis. The imperfect, je mettais, tu mettais, il, elle, on mettait, nous mettions, vous mettiez, il, elle mettait, which is the continuous past, the used to, the wasing and the wereing. Imperative, the commands and suggestions, met, mettez, mettons. And then the subjunctive. For the subjunctive, we have met, 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 mettions, métier, met, which is different to the present tense. So the subjunctive with mettre. We will go into the subjunctive more, but it's useful to know it because it's used so much in French, unfortunately. To form the present subjunctive, you take the third person plural, the they conjugation, the il, elle with the S on conjugation. You take that stem, which means you take off the ENT ending. The subjunctive endings are the same as regular ER verbs in the present tense, except for nous and vous, where you add in a little letter I. Okay, so using tu and il faut que, you have to put your socks on. Il faut que tu mettes tes chaussettes. So you put is usually tu mets. But il faut que, the subjunctive, il faut que tu mettes tes chaussettes. It's all in the they conjugation. If you know your they conjugations, you'll be able to do the subjunctive. We want you to put the heating on using vous. The French would say this because vouloir plus que is a trigger for the subjunctive. You need to say it this way. We want that you put the heating on. Nous voulons que vous mettiez le chauffage. So normally, the present tense for vous is mettez. The subjunctive, you add the I, vous mettiez. They want him to put the heating on. The the French wouldn't say it. As soon as you've got want, it's a wish, it's a desire, it brings up the subjunctive. So you need to say it. They want that, the que, they want that he. In English we say him. D'accord? They want him. If you say they want that, it might help you say it correctly in French. Ils ou elles veulent qu'il mette le chauffage. He puts usually is il met, but that he put is qu'il mette. Okay. Mettre a des potes. He's got some pals. Admettre, to admit or to accept. Commettre, to commit, to make. A lot of the mettre ends in mit in English. Permettre, to permit, to allow. And because you may allow someone to do something, often you find an a. Promettre à, to promise something to someone. Remettre, to put back on. Can also mean to hand over or to postpone. What's another way of saying postpone? To put back or to start again, to start over. And if you're going to hand over something to someone, it might be remettre à. Okay, so to admit, to accept, admettre. There are other words for admit and accept. We've got avouer and accepter. So avouer, to admit something like, it was me. And obviously to accept, and also to let in. They're not admitting children anymore. Il ou elle n'admettent plus les enfants. Could say accept. I accept that I was wrong. We're practicing admettre though, aren't we? All conjugated just like mettre. So j'admets, je mets, j'admets. J'admets que j'avais tort. Admettre plus que is to suppose. Let's suppose it's true. Admettons que c'est vrai. Okay, to commit, to make. Commettre. She's committing a mistake. She's making a mistake. Committing sounds a bit too over the top in English, but the French would say it. Elle commet une erreur. Une gaffe. They're committing a crime. Crime is the same, but it is with a French accent and it is masculine. Il ou elle commettent un crime. Using nous. We haven't committed a crime. We haven't committed. It's in the past. It's the perfect tense. Nous n'avons pas commis un crime. So the past participle, of course, ends with a sneaky, snaky S. To permit, to allow. Permettre, permettre à, allow someone to do something. Do you mind? Tu permets? Vous permettez? So if you go to a cafe and you don't have enough chairs and you want to take somebody else's, vous permettez? Does he allow them to go out late? Okay, to give permission to. Il leur permet de sortir tard. To help, aider. Using vous. Allow me to help you. Permettez-moi de vous aider. To promise to someone. Promettre à quelqu'un. To promise to do something. Promettre de faire quelque chose. To promise that. Promettre que. I'm promising him nothing at all. Je ne lui promets rien du tout. To make a promise to someone. I promise you, using to, that it's true. Je te promets que c'est vrai. Using vous. Do you promise me to come? Vous me promettez de venir? Using to. Promise me not to see him anymore. Promets-moi de ne plus le voir. To see him again. De ne plus le revoir. Okay, so to put back on, hand over, postpone, start again. Okay, whenever we've got an again or a back, you know it's got to be a remettre. Using to. Are you putting those dirty socks back on? Tu remets ces chaussettes sales? Using vous. Don't start that again. Ne remettez pas ça. Using nous. We're postponing it until tomorrow. We're putting it back until tomorrow. Nous le remettons jusqu'à demain. Same again. Remettez-moi ça. That's how you can say that. If you go to a bar and you know the barman pretty well, you're a local, remettez-moi ça, s'il vous plaît. Et voilà. Merci beaucoup. À la prochaine fois.